What's up, guys? I'm in the middle of recording my end of year top 10s, and on a whim I saw that there was this new Christmas horror movie called A Creature Was Stirring, and I thought I'd give it a watch. Didn't expect much. We have to review this. Holy shit. So anyway, let's review A Creature Was Stirring. A Creature Was Stirring stars Annalise Basso, Scout Taylor Compton, Chrissy Metz, and is directed by Damien Levesque. What's up, guys? Welcome to a brand new 2023 review. Didn't expect to be reviewing this one. I thought that I might not be reviewing any new movies for the rest of the year because I'm knee deep in my end of year top 10s. But every now and then a movie might come along, and in this type of situation, it has little to no exposure. And after watching it, I thought, you know what? I think I need to get the word out on this movie because it is a Christmas horror movie, and a lot of times people like to watch those movies before the Christmas holiday. So I'm telling you guys right now, I think you really need to check out this movie, A Creature Was Stirring. Let me back up. Oh my God, what the fuck is going on? I love a nice surprise. Okay, so how did I even hear about this movie? I'm on Instagram. I follow Scout Taylor Compton. I listen to her podcast with Danielle Harris. She had like a little Instagram video stating that she's got this new movie called A Creature Was Stirring, and I think she said it was like a Christmas horror movie. It's an unlikely way for me to discover a movie. Usually it doesn't go down like this, but for some reason, because this was a Christmas horror movie, and I'm a fan of Scout Taylor Compton, I thought I might need to check this out. I noticed that it was on Amazon to rent, and I went ahead and rented it. Again, I expected nothing from this movie just because it had like no exposure, smaller studio, small budget, and I thought this was going to be one of those kind of, I'm going to be honest, like a Walmart dumpster fire type movie that comes and goes, Not knocking those filmmakers that make those what I would call B-level, B-tier horror movies, and I mean B-tier just because of the budgets. Every now and then a good one comes along, and this one I think is definitely worth your time. All right, so let me give you a quick plot synopsis for A Creature Was Stirring. So you got this blizzard that's going on. There's this break-in, not really a break-in, but this young brother and sister duo, Liz and Corey. Liz played by Scout Taylor Compton. Her brother is Corey, played by Connor Paolo. Pretty much they have to break in, right? They don't have a key, but it's freezing outside. They're scared that they're gonna freaking freeze to death. And their only hope is there's this house, with the lights on, a lot of Christmas lights, and then they come in there. And boy, do they come into the wrong house, because there is this mother-daughter duo in there by the name of Faith and Charm. Charm has a condition. I'm going to go ahead and put this out there. This is a creature feature, okay? The movie is called A Creature Was Stirring. If you watch the trailer, you can see the parts of the creature, all right? So her daughter is, she has this condition. It's established right at the beginning of the movie. This isn't like a big reveal at the end. Her mother, Faith, used to be a nurse, and she is just taking care of her daughter, like any mother would, trying to help her. But then this brother and sister duo come in there. Of course, any family, the stranger comes to their house, they're going to protect themselves. And so there's a showdown, and then let's just say they come to kind of an agreement. Corey and Liz, they pretty much plead their case. We need a place to stay, otherwise we're going to die. But there is a creature lurking, or possibly lurking, throughout the movie because of the condition with her daughter. You don't know if that's the only creature in the house. And there's always that threat looming. And Corey and Liz, they know this. Now, I like this movie a lot, not just because it's a creature feature, but quite a few reasons, actually. I like the characters. There's only 4 characters in this movie. I think they're all very fleshed out, and they all have a purpose. I absolutely loved Scout Taylor Compton in this movie. And, all I really know of Scout, of course, she was in The Runaways. She was in the Rob Zombie Halloween movies, which I think she's really great in Rob Zombie's Halloween too. I think when Scout gets the chance to really flex her acting skills, she rises to the challenge, and I think she really does in this movie. I haven't seen everything with Scout. This movie reassured me. Scout definitely has what it takes, and I think she's probably my favorite character in this movie. Now, she happens to be a Jesus freak. She's got this massive tattoo of Jesus on the cross on her back, but you know, she's there with a purpose. She's concerned about the daughter, Charm, and she feels like Charm is in danger. And so there's this conflict going on, and then later in the movie, she feels like she needs to protect her, possibly even save her. And I think the biggest question mark in this movie is Charm's mother, Faith. Now, Chrissy Metz plays Faith. I've never seen her, I don't think, anything before, although she does look familiar, but this is a very important role in this movie. A lot rides on her performance, and I think she does a fantastic job. And really, she's the character that seems to have the most pressure on her. She has a troubled past. She was a drug addict. And without giving any spoilers, let's just say that the mistakes that she has made has caused a lot of guilt. And guilt is a major theme in this movie. And there's a nice scene at the dinner table between really all four characters. But Liz has this argument with Faith, and there's a back and forth between the two. And the discussion, it just revolves around guilt and a kind of a tug of war, a psychological tug of war between the two. And I'll even say there's a challenging of faith between these characters. One thing I did really like about this movie is it's not trying to say one belief is better than any other belief. You know, it's just differences, right? Differences, different beliefs that characters might have amongst each other. Especially this day and age, you don't want to be saying that this team is better than this team, because you're going to piss off half your audience. This handles that beautifully script-wise. Now, let's get right down to the creature effects in this. This is all practical effects. There's a good amount of time to build the characters. I'd say this is pretty much a slow burn, but there's a difference between a slow burn and a boring movie, because I didn't find this boring at all because of the characters and the conversations, and really just the story beats along the way. You start kind of putting the pieces together. This is a very ambitious script, actually, for just a little Christmas horror movie in one location. I expected just a one-dimensional story, but I just expect more than that. There is like a metamorphosis scene where, you know, a character turns into a creature, and it was one of the coolest and most refreshing things I've seen in a horror movie, a creature feature, in years. Because these days, everybody relies on CGI because it's there, it's easy, it's less time consuming. But man, just watching this one particular scene, you can see the hours and the blood and the sweat and the tears that went into putting a scene like this together. And I was just floored watching it, like, wow, when's the last time I've seen anything like this? And I think this movie has like the perfect amount of creature moments, not too much, not too little. It's paced very well. Some might say it feels a little long in the tooth, no pun intended, in the first half, but it's worth the wait once you do get to the good stuff. Also, as far as like a Christmas horror movie goes, and you could file this under cons too, because who has their house lit like that the entire year? But I'm going to give them a pass because we like that stuff in Christmas horror movies, right? It's suspension of disbelief. And it's just a beautifully lit set. And if anything, it's a lesson that if you have a lower budget, you can still make your movie look great with proper lighting. And, you know, this being Christmas horror, it gives an excuse to go hog wild with the lighting. What that does is it gives it some depth, it gives it some mood, and it makes scary scenes scarier. Now, as far as any cons, I will say the very end of this movie, it gets really, really insane, really crazy. I might have to give it another watch if I'm being honest. It might be a little confusing to some. And that's not always a bad thing. I don't need everything spelled out for me in a movie. But I definitely saw where they were going with the story. Maybe it could have been handled a little better. But overall, guys, I was shocked by how cool this movie was and how refreshing it was. And it's the type of movie that you root for, because it's not the big Hollywood budget type movie. This is very low budget, but these are filmmakers that really just, got in the trenches to make a movie. So I'm gonna give this a purchase worthy, for sure. Was shocked at how effective I thought this movie was. I'm really, really curious to see what you guys think of the movie. Now, there's gonna be some people that are gonna say, this just ain't for me, and I completely understand that. That's fine. But I dug what this movie was and how it is a lot more ambitious than you would expect. Let me know, and please go check this out. I'll put an Amazon link down below in the comments so that way you guys can rent this. Because I would like for you guys to see this, okay? Support independent films. This was actually pretty solid. So let me know what you guys think of A Creature Was Stirring when you get a chance to see it. Also, be sure to come over to Killer Flicks, where we talk horror all day and every day. And on Fridays, we do Free For Fridays. Follow me Drumdums on my socials. Support me on Patreon, buy me coffee. You know, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Drumdum out.